Thank you all. I will now recognize myself for 5 minutes for questioning, and to piggyback on Dr. Waldman, yeah, that Taylor Swift video got 45 million views before it was ever taken down. And there are people today who don't know that it was a deep fake, probably that it was still real because they don't know the difference and didn't know it was taken down because it was a deep fake. So appreciate everyone's points today. My first questions will go to Mrs. Manning. And first of all, I just want to say, as a mom of a 14-year-old girl, it's horrifying to know what your daughter went through, and the fact that they released the names. I didn't have that detail, but it really pains me to hear that. I was raped at the age of 16 by a classmate of mine in high school. I dropped out of school shortly thereafter, and I can only imagine as a mom what my mom felt at the time. It's a deeply painful experience, and I'm really sorry that it happened to you. And any woman or young girl that's gone through this, I hate what they have felt and the shame that they've gone through. And on that point, when George Stephanopoulos rape shamed me on Sunday on ABC News this week, I want to make sure that no woman or girl is ever treated that way, and I hope that your daughter, that we can put a stop to that. So first of all, my first question to you, in your written testimony about what was done to your daughter, you state this event left her feeling helpless and powerless. As a mom, can you talk to us a little bit about what this has done to your family?
Yes, so I probably will not share what you want to hear, but the moment when Francesca was informed of her counselor, her vice principal, that she was one of the AI victims, she did feel helpless and powerless. And then she went out from the office, and she has noticed group of boys making fun of group of girls that were very emotional on the hallway. And that second, she turned from sad to mad, and now because of you, all of you, we feel very empowered, because I think you guys are listening. And just like you pointed out, you are a father, I think we are all human beings. We all have children, and we all have brothers and sisters that we want to protect. And we should sit down together and figure out a way how to fix it. And I am so sorry that Mr. Stephanopoulos shamed you. I think that's the narrative that must change in media. It's, besides upsetting, it's just irresponsible and dangerous. The narrative needs to be changed. And instead of talking about girls and how they feel as a victim, we should be talking about the boys and how are they being empowered by the people in power, especially in my case in education, by being left unaccountable, walking the hallways with the girls. My daughter doesn't mind, I do.
Right, and I want to thank you for your and your daughter's advocacy too. Your voice is very important, because this is so early on, and in terms of the technology and what laws we're looking at the federal and the state level, it's very important to hear voices of moms and dads and parents and the kids who've been affected, quite frankly, because those voices have to be a part of the conversation. And I hope that your advocacy will help change the policies, not just at her school, but every school. So we really admire and appreciate you being here today. I have less than 2 minutes, and I did want to, while I have you, Mr. Szabo, talk about legislatively, policy-wise, because I am very, 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 very tuned into how, one, as a victim of sexual trauma and assault, and then seeing, the things that I have seen, especially over the last couple of months, the advent of technology, and then non-consensual pornographic images and videos, et cetera, and then digital forgeries, at the federal and the state level. At the state level, how many states have updated their laws so far?
So right now, we've been working with states across the country. Wisconsin is about to enact the 2 recommended pieces.
Are they the first?
I don't want to say they're the first, but they're definitely one of the leaders on this. They're going to actually enact both the recommended Stop Deepfake CSAM Act as well as the Stop Non-Consensual Artificially Generated Images Act. California right now, we're working with lawmakers out there to make sure that their introduced legislation doesn't get thrown out by a court when a bad actor gets arrested. And so we are seeing many states across the country start to adopt this. To your home state of South Carolina, I would love to see that.
That's what I'm going to bring up before I have 40 seconds left, is talk to you about South Carolina's laws. And I'm going to look up impersonations and forgeries. I'm not quite as familiar with state law. Obviously, that's not my jurisdiction. But when I looked at what was going on, when I found out about these women in my district that had been recorded without their knowledge or consent. I looked at state law, state law 16-17-470 is under peeping Tom voyeurism laws. A $500 fine and up to 3 years in jail for the first offense is offensive. It's not a felony until the second offense, but clearly it's not enough. But there is not digital. There's nothing that would include, I believe, deepfakes in there. So I would love to talk to you about, and actually even work with our state legislature, who I know our state legislature is working on revenge porn laws, but I also want to strengthen state law in all ways with non-consensual images and videos. So I'd love to talk to you afterwards. So thank you. I'm going to yield back to my colleague from Virginia, Mr. Connolly.
Thank you. Mr. Sheehan, I just want you to know, you couldn't pay me $1 million a month to have your job.